You're getting something here, you got star, but did the whole page got reloaded? Observe carefully. Page will not be reloaded. This will change, this here URL changes, the content will change, but rest everything remains same. So how do you handle that when you are developing any application? When you are developing any application, you will develop lots of components based on the application's functionality. But at the same time, it is important for us to provide a navigation capability to the user, where user will be able to navigate from one component to other component, or maybe in your terminology, maybe from one page to other page. Behind the scenes, ideally they are not pages, they are components, and user does the navigation from one component to other component. And as user does the navigation from one component to other component, you have to destroy the previous component and you have to initialize the new component to which user is navigating, so that your browser DOM will not be heavy and you will have only components that user is using, not everything else in the browser memory. So how do we handle this navigation, managing these components, right? All that is where we use the concept called as what, guys? Routing. Is that clear, guys? Every application that you develop, you have to use the concept of what?
Routing.
Routing is must. Let it be Angular, let it be React. So you are going to use the concept of what? A routing. Alright. Note down some notes, guys. In a single page application, we change what the user says. We change what the user says by showing or hiding. By showing or hiding portions of the display. That corresponds to particular components. that corresponds to particular components. Rather than going out to the server, rather than going out to the server, to get a new page. As users perform application tasks, as user performs application tasks, they need to move between they need to move between different views that we have defined. To handle the navigation, from one view to the next, we use Angular router. We use Angular router. Angular router enables navigation by interpreting a browser URL as an instruction to change the view. In single page application, in single page application, all of our applications functionality all of our applications functionality exists in a single HTML page. Exists in a single HTML page. As users access our application's features, as users access our application's features, the browser needs to render the browser needs to render only the parts that matter to the user that matter to the user instead of loading a new page. This pattern can significantly can significantly improve our application's user experience. To define how users navigate through our application, we use routes. Alright, so let's open Node.js command prompt to start seeing these things programmatically. Let's create a new program and the new program for Still we say no. Right, it is created. Let's do cd program for let's open this. Right now our application has only one component called as what? App component. Now what do we want to do is we want to create multiple components. Login, right? And then dashboard. and then contact us. Like this, you may want to create multiple components, and you may want to place a menu and allow user to navigate, right, from one component to other component. That is what is going to be our agenda guide, right? So what I do is I'll create different components now. NGGC login. Right. So we created different components. Now we will place the content in all of them, and then we will try to implement those components. Let's go to app.module.ts. Forms module. Import forms module. First, let's focus on implementing routing, and then we'll implement those components step by step. Now, I'll take out all this. I'll take out all this. So ideally what we need, you have to define routes. So you have to place different links, and when user clicks on those links, you have to navigate user to different components, right? So for that, first you should define your routes case. So for now, I'll define routes here, but ideally we should not do that here. We will usually place them in a different file, which is something I'll do, right? After I complete this initial part, I'll show you what best practices we have to follow, right? Where to place that code and all. So basically we create const, you can name it routes, right? And there is a class called as route. So we have to import that. So here we say there are different properties. Path, you will have something called as path. By default, which page you would like to showcase? You have three components: login, home, contact us. You may have multiple components. So by default, which component content you want to display when user access your application? If it is login, right? If it is login, just leave it empty. Leave it empty. And then, so we can use something called as what? Redirect to. Redirect to slash, maybe write it as login, whatever you wish. Path, if it is login, which component contains? Which component?
Login con.
Login component. Path, if it is home component, home component. If it is contact as, component is going to be contact as component. Alright. Now what we do is we define the list of routes. So you have to identify how many routes your application would like to have, and then so what we do is here router module dot, there is something called as for root. There are two things, for root, for child. I'll explain you what is for child. Right now we start with for root, and then it is asking us to pass list of routes that we have created. What is the variable that is holding list of routes, guys? We created with the same name, routes. So import router module with the list of routes. Alright. So now what we need to do is we go to this app component, and in the app component, maybe here ideally what you should do is you should create a table style equals to width 100%. Alright, then we say tr ed call span equals to 2, style equals to text align, give it in the center. So basic styling, right? And then we say h1 application header, header, whatever you wanna place it in the head section. Then we'll say tr ed style equals to width as, let's give it as 25%, right? And then text align also, let's give it as center. Alright, so this is where we would like to place the menu. Alright. So paragraph, basically we use anchor tag, and then there is a property called as a router link, or an attribute called as router link slash login. So I name it as login. Home. What else we created? Contact us. Home. Just a second, guys. Give me 1 minute. Not 1 minute, 2 minutes. Right, so I guess we just place 3 components. That's okay. So login, home, and contact us. Right, and then in the next TD, this is where we want the content to come. If you observe, I'm taking this as the reference. Let it be a mail or this one. Right, this is header, this is left menu, this is content. Right, and this content will change as user navigates, and then at the end you may have a footer. At the end you may have a footer. Right, so something similar. Right, so we are just trying to build. So here the content should come. So we should not write anything here. So you have to leave that, and that is where respective components contents has to be injected at runtime. So we do that by using something called as router outlet. Just leave that, and then we will have tr application footer. This is maybe h3. right? Now let's run this application. It is done. Let's open a browser. O200. Where is application footer? So we don't have application footer, and this is just showing application header. That means there is something wrong. So let's inspect, go to console. We can see we have errors. What it is saying? What is that it is saying is invalid configuration of route. This one. Okay, that's okay. So I'll just show you how do we handle that. Okay, still it is asking us to solve that problem. Now, let me tell you what the problem is. Now here, what did I say? The path. Did I give any path here? Did I give any path here? No. No. Okay, so let me just make changes so that you will understand it better. Now, if you just say slash, then redirect to login, is that slash not there in rest of the routes as well? We have slash. If I just use this convention, we have slash in all these remaining routes as well, right? That means if you have remaining routes also, that means even if you pass slash login, it will match with this and then it will try to go there. Same is the case when you have empty space. Same is the case when you have empty space. Ideally, what has to happen is, if it is empty space only, it has to check the full path, not just portion of a path. So what we do is we say path match is equals to full. Path match is full. Save this. Let it reload now. You see, you have login works. You see, automatically you will be redirected to login. Now I click on home. Home works. Contact us. I did not change. Contact us. Click on this contact us books. Click on login, login. Even if you don't pass anything, automatically you will be redirected to where? Login. Login. Because you are redirecting. Either you can redirect or you can also specify component. Here also you can use component if you don't want to redirect. Instead of writing that component two places, if user do not pass anything, we're just redirecting him to here. Is that clear, guys?
That const keyword is what is the actual meaning of that?
Because it is a constant you are creating, right? You have variables, you have constants, right? This is to specify that I am creating a constant so that I can use it, right, anywhere within this.
So whether that path match full will inject the root into the path, is it?
That is what I have shown you the problem was, right? And then I have added this, right? So now if you just use this, assume that there is a blank space. In all these also you have blank space, right? So if you pass blank space, it will match with all. How do you identify? It will match only the first one. So when you pass blank space, it should not check only blank space login, blank space home, blank space, right, contact us. It has to check the entire path, entire URL. So match should happen for the full path, not just a portion. If you just don't pass this, match happens only for the portion, and resulting this is identified in all this, and it will not be able to do the required work for us. So for that, what are we doing? When you are comparing this path, don't just compare the portion, complete full. By default it is prefix. Is this clear?
But there is no need to write the path match.
Because they are not same, right? You are differentiating them, right? Login, home, contact us. It will not. See, after login, if I have something else in the URL, do you want to check even that or only login? Because what will happen is sometimes when user is navigating to home component, you may want to carry some additional data. Like I was showing you in the case of this, you see, or even if you go here, right? So some additional things will be there here, right? Or even here, right? So like that, if you wanna check the whole or portion that you decide, and accordingly you have to write. Path match should be full or prefix.
Can we use session here? I mean, if you want to log in, after login, if you're copy pasting the URL in a different browser, then we have to authenticate, right? So in this case, can we use a session here, or is it not available?
In HTML, you have concept of session, right? This is just beginning of routing. So wait until right I complete things so that you will understand it.
Okay.
Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Now what is our requirement? Our requirement is I want to implement login functionality. And when user provides valid username and password, and when he clicks on login button, we should navigate user to home. User should not go and click on login, home, all that. So user will come to login, he provides username, password, and he will click on what? Submit our login button. Then automatically user should be redirected to where? Home. Home. Right? Let's implement that now. Or maybe let us take, alright, 1 or 2 minutes of time. Just note down this case, this one and this one, so that you will just remember important things. Is this done, guys?
Yes.
Now let's go ahead and implement login, home, contact us components.